Are we ready? Yes. Maya? Okay. I'm here. In five. Okay. In 5, 4, 3, 2.
Oh my God, you made it. It's another episode of We Did That Shit.
I'm Maya.
And I'm the D.
Hey.
What's up, Maya?
What's going on? We are back. Oh, you started trying to sing.
You know I can't sing. And it's a shame, too, because you know how I love to sing.
Not a lick. I mean, not even like a little bit, but you know what? You are so talented in so many other areas.
Praise the Lord. I'm not a lost cause. Because even Jiggy, I'm like, Jig, because you know I can sing. He was like, no, you don't. You don't know how.
Yeah. Right.
So literal.
He knows. He knows. Right.
And so, especially because he sings.
Right. How was your week?
You know, my week was tolerable. I think Sprinter is almost over, and it's really about to be spring. I feel it. It's coming. Today, I didn't wear scrubs. I wore a dress. Yeah, it's coming.
Well, good for you.
Yeah, I think Sprinter is over, and it's about to be spring for real. And there we go. So I'm happy about that. And the semester's almost over, so I'm super happy about that.
I know you're happy about that. Oh, goodness, that school thing. I don't envy you, honey.
So how was your week?
My week was good. What do you call it? Sprinter is definitely about to be over because I was out and about this week, and it was so many people outside. And what I came to the realization about myself is I don't like people. I like people. Like, I'm a people person when I'm in a good, when I'm in a setting and I have to be, but just being around a lot of people at stores and just the traffic and just like everything people do when it's a lot of people around, it annoys me. So I'm always like, let me hurry up and get back to the house because then it's just me.
Oh my goodness.
My week was pretty, yeah. I mean, but my week was pretty good. Worked out, went to work, and did a little bit of shopping. Shopping is not like it used to be. Let me tell you, nothing is moving me at these stores. I haven't been shopping in so long, and it's probably because I don't want to buy like a new wardrobe because I gained a little bit of weight. But nothing is moving me at these stores. It's just like blasé. I need to be rich so I can get a tailor, so I can get all these ideas that I have in my head out on my body.
Yeah, I have to agree with you there because, when I take brain breaks, I'm always on Nordstrom's.com, Marcus.com, something.com. And I'm just steady clicking, like, And I'm not even a shopper like that, but I agree. Nothing has, really moved me like, oh my gosh, I have to have that.
Right. Yeah. So,
Anywho, what we talk about this week?
Oh man, this week we're talking. I love the Lord, but I can't stand church folk.
Amen. Amen. Can I get an amen from the back?
Amen.
From the left. Can I get an amen? Oh my goodness, church folk get on my nerves. That is for sure. And I love the Lord. I really do.
Right.
I love the Lord, and I don't mean to talk about his people, but He know they get on my nerves.
So we're going to tackle that today.
All righty. Okay. So before we get into that, let's do our Who Did Some Shit.
Okay.
So it's still the month of April, and we're going to continue in our Who Did Some Shit Autism Awareness Edition. And this week it is We Did Some Shit very first guest.
Woo woo!
I know we have a guest. So when we did the Autism Awareness episode, this guest reached out to us on social media, and he was just saying how much the podcast really helped him and how he was talking back even though we couldn't hear him, and the things that resonated with him with his experiences and things like that. So we thought it would be great to have him come and share his experience, just to tell you from a man's perspective, a father's perspective, of his experience of being a dad with autism. So we're just going to let Dave, tell us about what goes on in his life, you know, as being a father with autism. Hey, Dave.
Hey, good day. How you doing?
I'm cool. What's up?
Same old, man. How you making out? Loving the podcast.
Chilling. Welcome. You the first guest, Dave. You in.
I'm honored. I feel honored.
So tell the people about yourself.
Okay, well, my name is Dave. I am a father of a 3-year-old little boy, little Dave or DJ, who was diagnosed with ASD or autism spectrum disorder at the age of 20 months. So he was just shy of 2 years old.
20 months. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And he was diagnosed by a doctor or at school?
He was diagnosed by a team of doctors. Like we saw the developmental pediatrician, and then we also saw a developmental psychiatrist for children. She was the one that actually gave him the official diagnosis.
Right. And that's just important for people to know, because we already said that a lot of times our children aren't sick, but they're just displaying delays. And a lot of times the doctor, a regular pediatrician, they just say, well, there's nothing wrong with them. So tell me, how does little Dave communicate with you?
He communicates. He's trying to talk a little bit now. He has some words, but a lot of times he'll try to just motion. If he knows where something is, he'll come grab me by the hand and walk me over to what he wants me to do. If he wants me to play with him, he'll take me by the hand and take me in his hand. He'll grab my hand and take me to his bedroom and like kind of push me down because he wants me to sit on the floor with him.
And he plays?
He does play. That was an area of concern at first. That's what kind of one of the red flags that I had, my wife and I, because he wasn't playing regular, but now he's starting to play appropriately with his toys.
Oh, that's great. Does he have friends?
He appears to have friends at school. He seems to be pretty popular. He's been invited to a couple of birthday parties, so he seems to be okay.
Oh, that's cool. Now, what kind of activities does he enjoy doing?
He watches different variations of Ice Age a million times a day. He plays with his Paw Patrol toys and watches Paw Patrol on TV. You know, that type of stuff. He is very active. He's hyper. I will say that. Like, he likes to run around, and he's a bit of a daredevil. We kind of have to watch him because he likes to play around stairs and things like that. So we try to curb that a little bit because we don't want him getting hurt. But he doesn't really seem to understand danger just yet. And I'm hoping that's something that he'll grow accustomed to.
Well, I know that some things, most of the things happen during puberty time, because I was raised in a house with all girls, and my brother is so much older than me. I don't remember his puberty stuff, but the doctor, like some of the things I would talk about, and he was like, "Ma'am, that's just boy." You know, I think like Daredevil, that's boy stuff.
That is.
You know, my son, his
level
little
of hyperness,
habit. Yeah, he's
his
very
level
hyper.
of hyperness. He's on go all day long. It seems like the more tired he gets, the more hyper he gets.
Oh, wow. Now, does he take medication?
So, no, he doesn't take any medication. We haven't given him like melatonin drops and like magnesium to try to help promote sleeping because he doesn't really sleep that well.
Right. Okay.
He may take a power nap and he's going all day.
Exactly. And I think I've had experience with melatonin as well. And I think that it did the same thing for my son. Like, he would sleep really good for 3 hours straight and then be up for 3 days. And so I had to stop that.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right.
Yeah, I had to stop that. So in your opinion, what has made the biggest difference in any services that he received and from where he was to where he is now?
I would say consistency with the occupational therapy, the speech therapy, and just patience. Like, we have him enrolled in a school that it's inclusive. So it's typical children and atypical children. So he's in a setting where he gets to be around typical children, but he also has some one-on-one time with certain therapies, with some certain therapies like his occupational therapy, speech therapy, and things of that nature. I have noticed a great difference between where he is now and where he was before in terms of him not talking, him not really having the greatest eye contact. It was never terrible, but it was a little off. Now I see that he's following like some of my social cues. Like, if I just look at him, he'll look back. If I smile at him, he'll smile back at me. You know, things of that nature. Like, we took him to the doctor yesterday, and he saw another little kid in there that was crying. And he turned around, looked at us, and he told me, he's sad. Like, he told me that the little boy was sad.
Oh.
So just little things like that.
And
just
does
give
he
me hope
learn that in school?
I believe so.
The different aspects, because that's something that my son had to be taught.
And I think that's what it is. I don't think that's natural. I don't think that's natural. I think that is something that's being taught.
Okay. So he's beginning to recognize the different aspects and feelings.
Right, because on the flip side, if somebody is laughing on the television, he might look at me and say he's happy.
Right. Oh, that's good. So
yeah.
I also believe that early intervention helps a lot as well. The earlier
it does.
they're diagnosed.
We definitely had him in early intervention. He received services from them also. Then we had our own outpatient therapy, and then we had him enrolled in school. So for a while, like that seems like that's all he did was receive services.
Oh, okay. And and how are you doing, Dave, as a father?
Different ways, different days.
Okay.
I try to be optimistic. With his progress, that's very encouraging. I do have concerns for him just because I want him to be included in things. I don't want him to be discriminated upon. I don't want people trying to take advantage of him and get over on him and things like that. So that's a constant thought that I have with him. Honestly, it's nobody wants to hear that their child has anything wrong with them, especially at such an early age.
Right.
So that's a little hard for me to deal with sometimes. I mean, I'm getting better with it. When I first had suspicions and he didn't have a diagnosis and he seemed to be worse off, I think I probably cried every day for maybe 2 or 3 weeks just because I was just so frustrated. That's not anything that I wanted for him. But he's made great progress, and for that I'm thankful. So I'm a lot better now than what I was.
Wow, that's really cool. That's to be commended. And every day brings new things, so that I think that's what's exciting to me about the wonder-filled world of autism, that you just never know what the new day will bring. Is he going to eat a new food today? Is he going to try a new activity today? Is he going to say this today? So I think that kind of brings a lot of love and fun to it.
It does, especially with him being 3 now. He's doing more than he was doing a year ago. So, I mean, it is adventurous to see what he's going to come up with. We have a hard time getting him to eat different things. And we found out that he loves crab legs. That's his favorite thing on the menu to eat is crab legs.
He bougie.
Yeah, he is a little bougie. Crab legs and feet is what he eats.
Oh my goodness. Okay, the most expensive things on the menu.
Exactly. He must get that from his mother.
Wow. That's funny. Like in the beginning, my son ate everything, but now he only eats about 10 foods.
Wow. And I experienced something like that also, because he was eating vegetables and different things, and now it's like you give him anything and he just kind of looks at it.
Yeah. It took us a while, but we had to start to learn. He didn't like certain textures. He doesn't like wet. He doesn't put condiments on anything. He eats his French fries dry, his chicken dry, his rice dry, his toast dry.
And my son is the complete opposite. He dips everything in something.
Yeah, see, that's what makes it fun. But just recently, he did add a new food. So he eats kale now. And that was just maybe within the last 3 months. So, it's always hope, and that's the only vegetable he eats. And that he has not eaten a vegetable in I don't know how many years until he just started eating kale recently. So
does he? Would he have to take a supplement?
No. His developmental pediatrician told me very early that because I was very concerned, and she said a child will not starve themselves. When he is hungry, he will eat. And, so stop worrying about it. She said she had a patient who only ate potato chips and pizza. And, so sometimes, and it might sound bad to say, but sometimes I look at other people's experiences and then thank God, for my own, because I do know a lot of parents whose children have never spoken to them, ever.
Yeah.
That's never given them a hug, and their children are older, like my son's age. So, you look at other people's situation and then you be like, okay, mine's not that bad.
Yeah, it could always be worse.
Right. So, be encouraged. The little guy is cute as a bug. He is so handsome.
Oh, thank you.
My
Appreciate
goodness.
that. Thank you.
Y'all gonna have trouble when he hits puberty. So, but I thank you for calling in. It was great talking to you. Thank you for supporting the podcast. No problem. You the first guest, Dave. People gonna be jelly. All right, so we'll talk to you soon. We'll have you back.
All right, I appreciate it. And good luck and continued success.
Thank you
Dave.
so much.
Thank you.
That was great.
Was very. We really want to thank Dave for coming on to the show and sharing just a little bit about his experiences with his son, who was diagnosed with autism at such an early age. Thank you so much, Dave.
Thanks, Dave.
So listen,
right, Maya.
You already know how you already know that my who did some shit is on a whole nother level. You know, we got the serious, sensitive stuff out the way. Now let's get to the ratchet. Well, my who did some shit this week we have to talk about because it's all over the internet. And so, you know, we got to tackle it too.
Okay.
I'm talking, listen, this family is a family who I just despise. It's nothing about them that I like. I'm talking the Kardashians. Yeah. I don't like them at all. I don't like what they represent. I mean, people want to be like, oh, they made something out of nothing. Okay, cool. Kudos to them for, you know, a sex tape making them into damn near billionaires. That's wonderful. But this week, Khloe Kardashian, which is the youngest Kardashian sister. Well, the Kardashians, because you know those other ones, they're Jenners.
Okay.
Right. So she's dating or engaged to or something. She's having a baby with Tristan Thompson, who plays for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Okay. And they are having this baby. They are about to have this baby, I think, in the beginning of May or something like that. Well, this week, Tristan Thompson was caught out there in a cheating. There was two different videos. One of him in a club. He played in D.C. And so he went to a club in Arlington, Virginia somewhere. Like you bypassed all the clubs in D.C. and you went out to Arlington, Virginia, which I don't get, but okay. And he was caught on tape kissing a woman or two in a club.
Oh, okay.
So that was the first. Yeah, he was doing it up, child.
Okay.
It was two women on the left side of him, and I think another woman on the right side of him. And then he was kissing one of them, and then the other one put his face in her boobs, and they was just doing it up in the club.
Okay.
So this was like a little surveillance video that somebody, you know, obviously sold to the press, and they had it out there. Then they have another video of him in Cleveland, and he is coming from out of a club, getting into a truck, leaving said truck, going into a hotel room, leaving out of the hotel. I don't know if he was going to a hotel room, but he was going to a hotel. So obviously he was going in a room, leaving out of that same hotel, getting back into the car. And it was a woman doing the same thing. She was getting into the truck from out of the club and going into the hotel and leaving out the hotel, getting into the truck. And, so TMZ released this video. Of course, the paparazzi was following him. Now, here's my thing.
Wait a minute. I have a question.
Okay, sure.
They were getting into the same truck or two different trucks? Oh, they were in the same truck.
The same truck. So here's my thing about that. Tristan Thompson, you obviously wanted to get caught. You are a well-known basketball player without dating a Kardashian. You are a well-known basketball player. And now you're dating and having a baby with a well-known figure. So you wanted to get caught because if you didn't want to get caught, now I'm not with the cheating stuff, but if you're going to cheat, at least cheat right. You were getting out of this car and the girl was getting out of the car. You was getting in the car and the girl was getting in the car. It wasn't a separate car. It wasn't like I'll come out after you, you go, and an hour later I'ma come. You was outside on the phone in the video, just talking it up, you know, looking at the paparazzi's direction. So you wanted to get caught. Like nothing about this said, let's keep this a secret.
Okay.
Now, the reason why I brought this up was because it was in all of the news circuits in the pop culture, all over the internet, everywhere. But my biggest thing with this story is Tristan Thompson, the same Tristan Thompson who is now cheating on Khloe Kardashian when she's like in her third trimester or about to deliver, also did this to his child's mother before he got with Khloe Kardashian. He left. This is a pattern. He was with the girl, posting her all over social media, been together forever. She got pregnant. He was all happy. It was all me and my baby, you, me, and this baby. We're going places. We're doing things. And then in her third trimester, he left her and went with Khloe Kardashian. Now, I don't feel sorry for Khloe Kardashian, not in the least bit, because you knew that Tristan Thompson left his pregnant girlfriend to be with you.
Right.
So I don't feel sorry for her at all. He is what he is. Clearly, he's a cheater. Like you said, this is a pattern. He's doing exactly what he's doing. But karma keeps winning because it comes back around that now there's pie in your face. And you should have never got with him when he was with someone else that was having a baby, whether he's feeding you lies saying, oh, we're not together, this, that, and the third. Like, girl, come on. Khloe Kardashian, you've been around the block. This is not your first rodeo, and it ain't your first basketball player. Probably like your seventh basketball player.
I was going to say, because that's a pattern for her as well.
Exactly. This is like your seventh basketball player. First of all, you was married to a well-known basketball player. And Tristan Thompson is like a millionaire and he's 26. Did you really think that he was like settling down with you? I don't know what it is about them Kardashian girls that they think they got the lock on the men. Because to me, all of the men that go to the Kardashians, they're looking for a look.
Well, they have to be because first of all, they're famous from a sex tape.
Right.
And then she ain't even do nothing in the tape. Like it was trash sex. So I'm like,
right.
But anyway, yeah, I mean, to each their own. I don't want to judge, but I'm like, it's like trash sex. And then like now they're famous. Okay.
Right. And the fact that you got with this boy and you were okay. See, here's the thing about women. Yes, I'm a woman, but this is the thing about women. Stop thinking that it ain't going to happen to you or that your shit don't stink, that he did that, but he ain't going to do it to me. I'm not saying once a cheater, always a cheater, because people change. People can people change. Somebody can be cheating on somebody else like there's no tomorrow and then get with you and be a great person, be faithful and all of that. It doesn't happen to everybody. However, why would you have a baby by somebody who left a woman that was pregnant and got with you? You didn't think that through. You didn't think that through. You didn't think that was going to happen to you?
Well, the Kardashians are very, it's almost like they have autism because they only see things from their own perspective. You know what I mean?
That's an aha moment. That was an aha moment.
It's, so it's almost like applying logic is just not going to work in this situation because they think everything revolves around them. So it's like, I'm Khloe and this is not going to happen to me. But what I really think is, I just think that she just wants to have a baby because everybody else has a baby and she's the only one. She's like the last one with having a baby. So
of course it is. And I mean, like, it's not like she needs him. It's not, when I say need him, I don't mean need him to be a father. Everybody, all children need a father. What I mean by that is, it's like, it's not like she's a woman who's having a baby by a basketball player. She has nothing else going on for herself. She can't really take care of the baby, so she's going to settle for anything so she could get a check. She's not in that situation. So it's very easy for her to just be like, oh, whatever. But my thing is this. I don't want any, pregnancy is an experience that you should not stress about. I mean, bringing a life into the world is not easy. Women have babies every day and people think that it's just so easy. It's men are who I'm talking about. They think it's so easy, but women really go through so much. You could lose your life and your child could lose their life when you're pregnant.
Yeah.
So
it's a miracle.
In that aspect, damn girl, But then in the aspect of like pie in your face, and that's what you get, because you should have never been with the dude and thinking that your shit ain't stink when he left his pregnant girlfriend. Like, he did this thing. He's doing the same exact thing, but what do you expect from a 26-year-old athlete?
Right. And how is Chloe?
I don't know. Older than 26.
I know.
You know, I don't know. I don't know exactly how old she is, but she's definitely older than 26. And you know, that family. It's just, I despise that family. I hate that they appropriate our culture. You know, I hate that these men fawn over them because they looking for a look. And then every single man that leaves them, they say the same exact thing. Oh, it was too much. They wanted me to do this. They wanted me to do that. If everybody is telling you the same thing, again, why do you think that you are going to be different? Tristan Thompson? The whole situation, like when I read it, I just was like, look at Karma. Karma just be knocking on your door like, hey girl, hey.
Yes, karma is always winning. That's right.
It always is. And you know what? To get off of that, I have one more who did some shit, and it's a little bit different. My other who did some shit is about Killer Mike. Wait, do we know who Killer Mike is?
Killer Mike. Tell them who Killer Mike is.
Well, Killer Mike is a rapper. He's a well-known rapper, actually, and he's also an activist. So he's not a part of the Black Lives Movement as far as like the actual organization of Black Lives, but he just believes in Black Lives Mattering, you know. And he's also advocate for the Second Amendment. Like, he champions the Second Amendment. He believes that Black people need to grow, hunt their own food. We have to have a Black economic system to exist in this world and to get out of the situations that we're in. He champions that, you know. And so
it's not just that he wants us to have, it's not just that he wants us to have guns, own guns, but it's that we can be self-sustaining. That's his point.
Exactly.
To all that.
Exactly.
Okay. All right.
Right. So Killer Mike recently did an interview on the NRA platform, you know. The National Rifle Association, for people who don't know what the NRA stands for. And so he went on the NRA's platform and he did an interview with them. Now, when he did the interview, he got a lot of backlash because of the interview, you know, because people felt like, Black people especially, felt like, you know, what the NRA was built on. You know, the NRA is very racist. They were initially started to kill Black people, basically, you know. Google it. It's a whole big thing.
Yeah, NRA is code for KKK, but okay, go ahead.
Yeah, exactly. And so because of that, Black people felt like, why would you go on this platform, whether you are a champion of the Second Amendment, and why would you go on this platform and speak to this issue on their platform? Now, Killer Mike's response was, you know how some people feel like, oh, well, we have to be a part of the conversation, you know, and we have to be at the seat at the table. Now, he's not looking for a seat at the NRA's table, but he thought because it is the National Rifle Association and because of what they stand on, that he could go and give his perspective and it would mean something different. I don't know. I'm not putting words into his mouth. I don't know, or putting thoughts into his brain. I don't know what the hell he was thinking. Obviously, he wasn't thinking when he went on that platform. And so because he got so much backlash about it, he came out and he apologized for it. And the thing is, people were saying it's not about what you said, because he said nothing wrong. It was the platform on which you did it on. You shouldn't have done it on their platform. You know, if you believe in the Black economic system and you believe in Black people sustaining ourselves so that we can be better off, then do it on a platform that's not their platform. Do it on a platform that's our platform. You know, so he came out and he apologized about that. Now, fast forward to this week, either this week or last week.
Wait a minute.
Go ahead.
Wait a minute. Did we accept the apology? Because you know I need to be in the know. Like, because you know how we never forgave Steve Harvey for being for meeting with Trump. We never forgave him for that, but we forgave.
Okay, so as far as I know, we forgave Killer Mike. You know, we had a side eye at Killer Mike, but he's not off the team just yet, right?
He's not off the team, but we don't forgive Steve Harvey for meeting with Trump.
Steve Harvey, the thing is that Steve Harvey met with Trump, and the thing is that Steve Harvey said, I want to have the seat at the table because, we want to change what's going on. Having a seat at that table is not changing anything. That man is a maniac. He's a psychomaniac. Nothing that you could say to him is going to change anything. He used you as a photo op, and you should have been smart enough to know that. So we haven't forgiven Steve Harvey. Well, you know what? I had some other issues with Steve Harvey. I think that Steve Harvey is, on the one hand, I think that Steve Harvey is great. The things that he has done for Black people, the Boys Academy that he has, the Hoodie Awards when he gave Black businesses a chance to shine. He gives a lot of Black people work in his shows and stuff like that. All of that stuff is great. And because of that, I just think that these people have to be smarter than they are. And you can make a mistake, but Steve Harvey also, on the other hand, for me, this is just for me, is one of those, I got somewhere and I'm not as humble as I used to be. He just gives off that attitude to me as well. And so,
okay, but
go ahead.
Right, but I'm talking about, you can't go against Black Twitter. So is Black Twitter saying Steve Harvey is okay, or is Black Twitter saying no, Steve Harvey's still not okay?
I think Black Twitter is still saying Steve Harvey is not okay.
Okay, Black Twitter, I'm with you.
Got the word.
I'm with you, Black Twitter.
That Steve Harvey was back in the fold. I haven't got that word yet.
Okay,
all right.
I'm with you, Black Twitter. I don't want Black Twitter to think that
we don't stand with them.
Right. That's right. We stand with Black Twitter. Okay, go ahead. Fast forward 1 week, Killer Mike.
Okay, so fast forward. I think Killer Mike was kind of like, was side-eyeing you, but you was like still kind of in the fold. Now, here we go this week, and I'll make this real quick. Do you know who Joy Ann Reid is?
Joy Ann Reid, the newscaster lady with the show.
Yes, so she has a show on, I think it's MSNBC. Don't quote me on that, people, but I'm almost certain that I think it's MSNBC. So she has this show. Anyway, she put out a Instagram post, and she had two people beside her, two Black women, and she was just saying in an Instagram post, thank you so much for the interview. It was great. Whomever the publication was that she's coming out. And then she was like, and I just want to give a special shout out to H&M, for coming through. And then she said some other choice things. Killer Mike, the same Killer Mike who had just the previous week went through this whole backlash because of this interview that he did on the NRA platform, went under Joy Ann Reid's post and said, oh, it's okay if Joy Ann Reid talks about H&M who call a child a monkey in the jungle, but I can't go on the NRA platform and speak about the Second Amendment. So Joy Ann Reid then turns and she responds back to Killer Mike, and she said, and I'm paraphrasing this, H&M is hair and makeup, sweetie, not H&M, the clothing brand. Right. So, Killer Mike, you played your damn self. And I mean like in a major way. Because here's the thing. The reason why you did that is because you was like, oh, I'm not going to be the only Black person. Look at her. Look what she's doing. She's also a person that champions Black lives and talks about Black Lives Mattering on her show. And she's talking about H&M. But I can't go on the NRA. So it's like, I don't want to be the only one out there. Nope, it's somebody else. And it's like, my man. See, this is the thing with these celebrities or just people in general. When you do something and you get backlash for it, shut up.
Just play your own cards. Right. That's
just
right.
Be quiet. Let it die down. Let Black Twitter go on to the next thing, which here we are on the Christian Thompson and the damn Khloe Kardashian. We ain't even thinking about you, Killer Mike. But no, you got to run your big ass mouth and say, oh, she's talking about H&M, but I can't. No, A, no, you can't. And B, do your research before you jump out the damn window.
I was just about to say like that. that's terrible. Like, he really did play himself. However, like, how was a man supposed to know that? Like, H&M, it really was kind of like, and not just him.
No, it was like, shut up. Like, you didn't have to say anything.
I know.
Anything.
But how was he supposed to know that? I mean, I'm sure a couple other people probably looked at his side eye, you know, and maybe even said anything, but it just came out with him because he had the stuff going on.
You had just went through the, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Because you had just went through the nonsense, that should have been more of a reason to just be quiet. I just think in today's times, people don't know how to just shut up. Like, I might sound old as hell, but take me back to the 90s when people was, before it was even social media, but like when people mind their own damn business, like, yo, shut up.
Yeah.
You could not say anything. Like, it really is that simple. You could not say everything does not deserve a response. Everything does not deserve your energy. Like, some things don't even deserve your energy. You could just keep it moving. Like, look at that. Keep to the next thing. Yeah. Killer Mike, first of all, you too big. And I mean that. No, that was ignorant. No,
his stature. Man. Like, he's a. Yeah. Because his stature is big. I know what you mean. You know, you look at him, you think a manly man, a man's man. You know,
you big ass.
Whatever. I get it.
Yeah, get out of that. You know what I mean? Like, come on. But yeah, those were the two things that really just, got to me this week on the Who Did Some Shit, because that was some shit.
Mm-hmm. It really was. And he's like played himself major. Like, oof.
Seriously.
You almost gotta feel bad for him. Like,
yeah, like, I did. When I looked at it, I was like, look at you. Yeah, exactly. But you know what? Killer Mike, learn how to just be quiet, sweetie. But now, to wrap it all up, he's going on a Joy Ann Reid show. So that's good, because then he can, apologize to her in person. Like, I was an asshole. I should have never said anything. I just ain't want to be the only person out there. And then B, he can give his synopsis or his, rendition or his whatever we want to say it is of why he went on the NRA platform to even do this whole big interview that he did.
Right. So make sure you get back to me with, is Black Twitter forgiving him or no?
Yeah, I'll let you know.
I don't want to go back. I don't want to go against Black Twitter.
Yeah, my child, that's like going against the beehive. But yeah. So you know what? Let's get on into this topic that we have for this week. I love the Lord, but I can't stand church folks.
Ain't that
so? Listen, quick story. The Saturday before Easter, my family, our family, we are cousins, real cousins. Our family went on a trip. We went to see a play all about Jesus. In fact, the play was called Jesus. And let me just say this before I even get into it. The play was awesome. Excellent. It was wonderful. Excellent. It was so good. I felt like, I ain't got to go to church tomorrow because I done had my church right here.
Yes.
Now,
amen.
Before we got to the trip, we took a bus to get to the trip, we got on the bus.
The play was at the Sight and Sound Theater in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. It's about an hour and a half, 2 hours-ish, I guess. Where we live.
From Camden.
From Camden, yeah. So the Sight and Sound Theater, they have all these, Christian-based plays, and they're very, very good. I mean, they spare no expense. Great props and stage settings, use live animals, all that kind of stuff. It's worth every dime if you ever get invited or want to go to the Sight and Sound Theater. Yes. Tell them what happened, Ma.
You too can have a church bus trip to the Sight and Sound Theater, which is what we were on. We were on a church bus trip, right? Church is very important. Keep that thought in you. So we get on the bus. First of all, myself and my mother was about 5 minutes late. We're supposed to be there by 9. We got there maybe 9:05. We didn't leave for a half an hour later. Reason being is because when we got on the bus, my aunt said, hey, sit here. I said, all right, cool. We sat down, just waiting for the bus to leave. Lo and behold, they had oversold the trip.
Mm.
And when they oversold the trip, that means that they should have sold 98 tickets.
Right.
But they sold 100 tickets.
Right.
So 2 people ain't have a seat on both bus. Both bus.
Like one person on each bus. Right.
They didn't have a seat.
Right.
Now, we said we were going an hour and a half up the road. Okay. And one person didn't have a seat. So trying to figure out why this trip was oversold. In the meantime, between time, we on the church bus with church folk. And this is when the nastiness of the church folk came out. So it started with, well, what time are we leaving? Well, I thought we were supposed to leave at 9:00. Oh, so they ain't got enough seats. It was a lot of that going on. There was a lot of that going on. And it was a lot of like, I heard a little bit of cursing going on.
I heard a lot of bit of cursing.
Oh, well, see, they was cursing up there. Back in the back where I was, it was a little bit of cursing. It was like this shit. Come on. What the hell? You know, it's just a little bit of like that. So I'm looking around like, I thought we was on the church bus trip. These people was being very ignorant. So the pastor got on the bus. He was like, well, how many people could sit in the back seat? And it was like 3. He was like, well, it looked like 4 people could sit back there to me. But the people who were sitting back there, they weren't the small. I mean, they weren't big, but they weren't the smallest people. So you could not squeeze another person on the seat. And so the long story short of it was our aunt had to sit on the step of the bus because they oversold the trip. And so she was the person who said, you know what, let's just go. Let's just go. It's getting to be too much. Let's just go. We'll make it work. That was going up.
And before, people start looking at us side-eyed, we offered our seat to our aunt because she's our aunt. We offered our seat, but
did.
It was her church, and she sold the most tickets to the event.
Tickets
because our family supports everything.
Right.
And she sat on the step.
The step.
Maya and I were livid. Like, we couldn't talk her out of it. The pastor was on, there was 2 buses. The pastor was on the other bus. And the pastor got like 4 of the skinniest people together on that other bus and
put them in the back.
Closed them in that back seat. And so everybody had a seat on that bus. But on our bus, my aunt had to sit on the step going and coming home. Me, the B, and my cousin sat on a seat. You heard that right. Me, the B, and my other cousin, we sat in a seat. So I sat on one seat, the B sat on the other seat, and our cousin sat on our lap. Across both of our laps, her back up toward the window, and that is how we rolled down an hour and a half down. And that was when it was just like between that and the damn people, cause my mother is handicapped, and it takes her a little longer to get on and off the bus, And so a couple of times when we were on that trip, I thought that I was going to be the one cursing because it was like, oh damn, she's taking all long to sit down. They didn't say that, but that was the look that they were giving. And so I was looking at them like, if you think about uttering a single thing out of your mouth about my mother, this is going to be the church trip that you'll never forget in your damn life. Because it surely was the church trip that I never forgot. And 3 to a seat for an hour and a half ride. Yeah. We're not little kids. Terrible. We are not little kids. And so listen, the story just goes on and on and on and on. We could talk about the story forever. But that brought us to the topic. Because I sent out a tweet and it said, I love the Lord, but I can't stand church folks. So we're going to list the top 10 things that we can't stand about church folks. Are you ready? I'm ready. Number 10, church folk who try to make you feel guilty about having other things to do.
My goodness, don't they?
Oh my gosh. I cannot go to church every Sunday, every Wednesday, every Tuesday for meeting, every Thursday for choir practice, every Saturday for business meeting. I have things to do. They were like, oh, with the Lord blessing you, you can't. No, I can't. The Lord bless me with a house and a family and children to care for, and I have a life. Thank you. Sit down.
So somebody recently told me, oh yeah, the church board wanted me to be a deacon. And so I'm like, oh, that's so wonderful. Are you going to do it? And he's like, hell no, I ain't going to do it because I can't be at church all the meetings. I just want to be whatever it was that he told me he wanted to be in the church. He was like, on that, I got to be there on Sunday and one Saturday out of the month. That's what I'm signing up for. He was like, I'm not signing up to be no damn deacon. But church folk will make you try to feel guilty about not coming to something at church.
To everything. Like, if you just because you have 4 services on Sunday does not mean I need to be, nor will I be at all of them. Exactly.
Right.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
Right.
Gee. Okay. Number 9. Church folk who come to church to show off their new shit.
Child. Deaconess Barbara. Like, I seen you 7 times today. You already put your money in the plate. Sit down. I know you got a new dress on, girl.
Yes. I mean, hats and gloves at Easter's, new fur coats in the winter time.
That they never take off because they want you to see them.
Exactly. You know it is high up in this church, and you don't go to the coat check. You know, you sit in the pew with your coat on, march around, they put your money in the plate, and then act like you forgot to put your money in the plate and come up again to be like, I don't want to miss my blessing.
Right.
You know what I mean? Sit down somewhere.
Like, sit down. Or how about the ones that ride around in the parking lot because they have a new car and then they got to oh, look at you, Sister Maya. Hey, girl, we're going to drive on down and see Sister Sally. It's like, okay.
And what really irks me is you can't even give them a compliment because they just take it to the 25th power like, oh, the Lord is so good. He's like, now don't get me wrong. God is good all the time and no matter what.
All the time.
You know what I mean? But come on now. You know, see me on sit down somewhere. Oh my God.
Right.
I can't. Number 8. Oh, this is one for me. Church folk who quote cliches like it's scripture and don't know the difference. God don't like ugly. God don't like ugly is not in the Bible. Cleanliness is next to godliness is not in the Bible. All these things that we say and people be quoting them like it's scripture. Yeah. Sit down.
It's not in the Bible. Right.
It's not in the Bible. You know, and then I remember I was having a conversation with somebody and we were, first of all, I'm a Bible reader. It is my favorite book. I read Bibles cover to cover. You know, and I don't go around quoting the Bible all the time, whatever. I don't do that. But I love the Bible. I love the word, and everything pertaining to life is in the word. So with that being said, I'm having a conversation with a colleague, and you know what kind of work I do. And and I said, because even the Bible says a prostitute is better than a whore, for at least they get paid. And that's in the word. Check it. Okay? Check it. It's in the word. So, you know, and they looked at me like, oh, blasphemy, you know, and I'm like, honey, let me put, you know, you have to read the Old Testament and the New Testament. It's in there. Right. You know, so that is in the word. But all these little cliches, and you're just going around quoting stuff and you don't know what you're talking about. And I sit there and listen. Now, some people, I'll call them on it. But some people, because my mom told me respect my elders, I just let it go. Walk away.
Like,
let
it go. You have to.
Yeah,
you have
Amen.
to. All right. Well, how about the time when we was at how about the time when we was at the Steve Harvey? This was when he was on the whole Black Twitter was on his side, and we went to his neighborhood awards, And the girl got up and she was quoting Steve Harvey like he was in the damn Bible. Like she was like, yeah, because I remember Steve when you told me that you got to go through a test to get to a testimony. And when you told me that, and she was like, because listen, I believe that. I believe what you told me. She was saying it like Steve Harvey was the damn Bible, or like he was the Lord.
Not only did she say it so passionately, not only that, like she was quoting him like he was quoting scripture, and like she ain't never heard that before.
Right. Steve Harvey was the person that told you that? Girl, get out more. Get out more, sweetie.
Go to church, because clearly you don't go.
Right.
Clearly you don't go. Go to church or hurt somebody.
Right. What else
okay. Number 7, church folk who think they know everything.
Oh my.
Help. Help me.
Where do we begin with this? You know, you got to take a deep breath on some of these, because church folk who think that they know everything. Now, you know, it is people out there in the world who think that they know everything, and they never even been to church. But church folk who do it, man, listen, you could be like, yeah, because I had to take my car to get brakes, and they'd be like, oh, did you get the hydraulics? Because the Lord told me. No, lady, you don't know everything about everything. Like, come on. What?
Oh my goodness. That is so true. And nothing, like, I mean, and when I talk about know every, I'm just like, you be like, oh, because I laid down and I prayed at night. Oh, you shouldn't lay down and pray. You got to get on your knees and pray. You get on your knees and pray. You guys, and you just be like, what? I'm all in my conversation with the Lord. Like, I mean, like everything they do so churchy is like the churchy church way. Like, they just know everything.
It's the only
and
way.
Then you can't say, because you in church, or, you know, you talking to like a church person, you don't want to be rude. Because I really think they do that because they just know people ain't going to say, shut the fuck up. Because I say that to somebody who's not churchy, who just think they know everything. Because I'm like, shut the fuck up. You think you know everything.
Right.
You know, but I think they, you know, they be doing that because they just know you're not going to say that. But, you know, one day I might hit them with a little variation of that. Just be like,
not just that, but like,
yes.
The
all
Lord
you know
told
is
me
what
to tell you to
heard.
be quiet.
Exactly. That's a blessing. I like it. I'm gonna write that down. I'm gonna
write that down because I'm feeling like some of them people on that bus. That's what I should have said today. You know what the Lord told me? The Lord told me to tell you to zip it.
Yeah. Yes. I hear it. Hear it. Yes. Number 6, church folk who say they love the Lord, but they mean as the dick.
This was the church bus trip that we went on the Saturday before Easter. I had never been around so many mean people in my life in one setting. I've been around mean people. Hell, I could be mean as hell, but I'm talking about that many mean people in one setting. It's like you would think that this is a church bus trip. We're about to go see Jesus, the play. You know, we're about to get Jesus all up and through us. This should be a happy time in your life. You should be smiling. But no, you are nasty, rude, just a devilish behavior. And it's the people in church that are the meanest. Like, they literally are the meanest. And it's because of exactly what you just said. They think that nobody is going to call them up on their shit because you're in church. Like, it's like, soon as you get into the church. And when I say the church, I really mean like people who are not necessarily just go to church, but I'm talking about people who are in the church. Like you said, you at the Tuesday meeting, the Wednesday meeting, you at Bible study, you on all the ministries, you on the why are you on the hospitality committee and you ain't even nice?
You're not even hospitable. Like you miss Mount Olive.
You know, nice when they come in. You're just mad at yourself.
Right. And first of all, I don't like mean people, period.
Right.
But mean people Christians who are mean, and I'm gonna tell you that root is in tradition. You know, everybody's locked in all this tradition. Oh, you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. You know, that mean stuff. And if something has happened to you that caused you to be mean or whatever it is, get some deliverance. I mean, you in the house of the Lord. That's where deliverance is. Like, get glad. I just think meanness is just a false depiction of who Jesus is. I feel like if I wasn't saved, if I didn't go to church or whatever, and I came across this group of people that we encountered on the bus, I would be like, I ain't ever going to church.
Never going to church.
Why would I get saved if that's how I'm going to be? Like, yeah, no thanks.
Let me tell you something. You better shape up, church folks, because I can show you mean. I can show you mean, and I can show you nasty. And see, that's what's going to happen. You're going to get with somebody who didn't go get right back with you, who just came, and you're going to be mean and you're going to be nasty, and they're going to be like, who the hell are you talking to? You know, and that's what's going to happen. And I'm going to be the person with your mean asses in a minute, because it was too much. It was like too much nasty behavior in one setting. Let's get off of that, because their asses is making me mean. This is supposed to be funny. Go ahead. What's next? What we got next?
Okay. Number 5, church folk who claim seats.
Now, you know, I had my own experience with this one. I was in church one day at my home church in Camden. I was in church, sitting down, listening to the music, just like sitting there smiling, because I was being nice. And I get a tap on my shoulder. Tap, tap. So I turn around. I'm like, hey, good morning. How you doing? You know. She's like, oh, you in my seat. I said, oh, this your seat? She said, yeah. I said, oh, I didn't know that they had assigned seats in church. When did that happen? Because I moved. I moved to Virginia. And so I haven't been here in a little minute. Did that happen while I've been going? Because the last time I was here wasn't no assigned seat. She was like, no, I just sit here every Sunday. I said, oh, you should get here a little bit earlier. And I turned back around. The Lord is blessing me right now. Yeah, that's what I was doing. What are we doing, lady? First of all, there's no assigned seats in church. Second of all, if you sit here every Sunday, put a placard. Third of all, if you sit here every Sunday, get to church. Church start at 11. You have to get here at 10:55 or something. I mean, like, you know, come on, church is starting. Sit down, honey. Sit down. And then I said, you want me to move my purse so you can sit next to me? I mean, we can make it work, but you ain't getting this seat right here, right now.
I know. I just don't like that. First of all, if somebody's in your seat, especially like clearly she didn't know you, you know what I mean? And if you say, oh, hi, how you doing? Welcome. If you the church folk, that's what church folk is supposed to do. Be hospitable, not get out my seat. Yeah, oh my goodness.
Well, you know I didn't move.
Of course you didn't move, Maya, because, I mean, it's the whole principle, the whole thing. And because I have moved.
And here's the thing. If you would have approached me in a different way, I probably would have moved. If you would have said, oh, can you know, I got a hard time hearing. You know, I can't walk that far. You know, I have to be in this seat because I have to walk up and give the welcome message to the people that's visiting the church. You know, you have to come with me with a little bit of something different other than you sitting in my seat. Oh, because remember when Cedric was like, 4 and 5 player, 4 and 5. Yeah, this is 4 and 5. This is 4 and 5. This is my seat tonight. Thank you. Bye bye.
Yeah. Yeah. There's no place for seat claiming in the church.
Right.
So, number 4. Oh, this is a big pet peeve of mine. Number 4, church folk who no longer have a name because they want to be addressed by their title only. Let me tell you something, Shirley. You've been Shirley all my life.
All your life. All my life.
All my life. The whole time I've been knowing you, if you, Shirley, if you are ordained as a deaconess, bless the Lord, Shirley. I'm going to get you a card, come to the ceremony, all that kind of stuff.
Look at you,
prophetess, deaconess, evangelist, all of that. I am so happy for you. The name of the Lord be praised, but you're Shirley.
Right, Shirley?
You're Shirley. I mean, and that's one thing I love about my church. We are not like that at all. You know, you may call some older people sister this or brother that, or, you know, even my deacons, I'm like, hey, Deek, what's up? this and that. But, you know, you see them out. We have names. My name is the D. You know what I mean?
Right.
My name is the D. You don't have to have, you know, no titles and all that other kind of stuff. And the people are like, oh, it's about respect. No, respect is how I speak to you, period. You know, how I reverence you, period. It's not about, because, I mean, we had teachers when we was in school, and we had to say Miss that and Mr. that, and we didn't always have respect for them.
Right.
You know,
exactly.
I'm a whole grown woman. And especially if you like my friend, you know,
Right.
you have a friend,
Shirley.
now all of a sudden you think I'm going to call you prophetess?
Right. No, your name's Shirley. Your mama called you Shirley. Your mama named you Shirley. I'm going to call you Shirley. And another thing is this. Stop worrying about a title and worry about the work that goes with the title. You know, let me tell you something. In life, I ain't never going to be worrying about nobody's title. But I will. That's like at work. I don't worry about the title that you call. You can call me whatever you want to call me. If you're paying me good, it don't matter to me. I'll be your janitor. Janitor Maya, but I'm getting paid like Director Maya. It does not matter. It's about the work. When you are in these churches, you know, you need to be worrying about the work, evangelist. You don't need to be worried about the title, because with or without the title, you should still be focusing on the work. Shirley. Hey, Shirley.
Right.
All right.
Exactly. And I remember one time, because, you know, I'm a tither, and I don't talk about tithing to, you know, I don't talk about tithing, or like if somebody comes and asks me something, I will answer their question, but I don't get into the tithing debate. You know, if you don't tithe, that's you. That's okay. I'm not judging, you know, I don't care. So I really don't get into that banter debate. So I was talking to somebody about tithing. You know, she asked me some questions, and I just answered, you know, what I do, you know what I mean, and how it started for me and things like that. And she said, well, I'm going to go back to my church. And like, she had a older woman at her church that she really respected. I don't even remember her name, because she had like Reverend, Doctor, Prophetess, Evangelist, you know, all these things, whatever. And she said she was going to go back and talk to her about, you know, the tithing, because she trusts her, you know, that she would keep her information in confidence and all this other kind of stuff. So when I saw the lady again, she was, you know, we talked about it, whatever. And I said, oh, well, did you get, you know, the information that you were seeking from the mother at the church? And she said, she told me that she don't pay tithe. I was like, oh, okay.
Okay.
So here you go. You know, church folks, you want to be addressed as all of this, but you know, you're not addressing your checks to the church, or you know, the Lord says, will a man rob God?
To be doing.
Exactly. So
focus on that and stop focusing on being evangelist. Shirley.
Right. So number 3. Oh my goodness. Number 3. Church folk with fragile feelings.
Child.
Oh,
that could have been number 1.
Oh,
that could have been number 1. So many people, you know, church folk, like those people on the bus, nastiest people in the world. But as soon as you bring them up on their bull crap, then your feelings is hurt. Your feelings are so fragile. You know, as soon as I bring you up on the fact, like you said, that the lady ain't tithing, then your feelings getting hurt. You know what I'm saying? Feelings get hurt for anything. Pastor tell you to do something, your feelings is hurt. I tell you the bathroom needs to be clean, your feelings is hurt. I don't call you evangelist, your feelings is hurt. Like, get your feelings in check.
Like, for real. Like now everything, I just didn't expect that of him. But like, you know, what? Like, come on now.
Not to mention the fact that you was the meanest, nastiest, cussingest thing just yesterday. Or still are, i.e. that bus. And but as soon as somebody, you know, as soon as something happens, your feelings is all hurt. Girl, your feelings ain't hurt. For real. You really a tiger. Stop acting like you're not. You know, stop really acting like you're not, Shirley.
Exactly.
Why we keep saying Shirley? Shirley is so funny to me.
Well, I didn't want to say a name that's really associated with something. So Shirley,
well, you know it's somebody in the church named Shirley.
Well, it is. You know it's somebody named Shirley.
Right.
But we're not talking about you, Shirley.
Right. Not Shirley, but Shirley. Yeah.
For sure.
Okay.
Okay. Number 2, church folk who get a position and now they the HNIC.
Sure. Let me tell you something. It's nothing worse than giving a church person some authority. And that's the truth.
Trying to tell you.
Nothing worse than giving a church person authority. Now, you're the person who's supposed to get people to the left of the church. Now you acting like you the president of the United States. Girl,
I'm trying to tell you.
What are you doing?
You walking around here. Oh, you want the usher board? Oh, yeah, I'm the lead usher. I get
the lead usher.
I empty the mailbox. I do that. Oh, no. Susie, you can't usher on the third Sunday? Okay, well, next time, let me know in advance. Tell me 2 weeks so I can put a report in. Like, what?
Right. Like, you only need to know that I'm not going to be here, like, today and it's tomorrow.
Right.
You don't need to know 2 weeks in advance. I don't have to run down my schedule to you. Now everything has to go through you. When before it was not. And now all of a sudden you the lead usher. And you just waiting to tell me you the lead usher. Goes back to the thing of showing off. Yeah. You know, that goes back to that. Now you want to show off your title. You know, now you the lead usher. Now you can't say, oh, you on the usher board? I'm the lead. I'm the lead.
And
right. You still on the usher board.
Right. And I mean, now they know like everything there ever was to know. They like the usher in this usher, the deacon in this deacon, the choir leading this leader. You know what I mean? The trust in this trustee. Like, oh no. It's just like, oh my gosh. And they just, oh no, I can't because I got trustee. You know, I can't because I got this. And you know, sometimes people feel proud of the fact that somebody would like, you know, maybe entrust them to do something or something. But the fact of the matter is the work has to be done. You know what I mean? The work has to be done. So the Bible says, you know, do it as unto the Lord. And stop worrying about everything else. Okay? Like you are not the first lead usher. You are not the first choir director. You are not, you know what I mean? Like, yeah.
See, this is the reason why I don't get involved. All of these things are the reason why I really don't get involved in ministries in the church. And that's not that there's anything wrong with it. I'm just saying for me, I just know too many people who have gotten into these ministries and all of these things that we're talking about have taken place. And it's too much. It's too much because the Lord is not done with me yet. And, you know, I don't want to forget that I'm in church, mess around with the church folks. But that's a whole nother topic, child.
And here we go. Drum roll, please.
What's our number one
thing I can't stand? We can't stand about church folks is church folks who get saved and act like they ain't never sick.
You know what? Like we could have avoided all of these 10 things and just talked about this because if this is not the number one thing, I don't know what the number one thing is. This here is my pet peeve about church. This here is what will keep people away from church. This right here. This right here will keep people away from church. So you never sin. You ain't never done nothing wrong. Sinning every day. As soon as you wake up, you're sinning. You know, you're sinning from the time you wake up when you're like, oh, I don't feel like going to that job. You're complaining. Oh, I got to eat this. You're eating stuff you ain't supposed to be eating. You're sinning, you know, but don't forget, people, Jesus died for our sins. You know, nobody falls short of it. But I can't stand
Jesus, not you.
The person,
Jesus died, not you.
Listen, right. Remember that? That's an important thing to remember. I can't, one thing that I can't, you already know how I am. And I can't stand a person who like, you know, last week I said, don't smoke crack. And this week I'm talking about crack again. I don't know what's going on with me and crack. Okay, listen. The crackhead who gets saved, and then you forget that you was a crackhead. Now you're looking down your nose at crackheads. You're like, I can't believe she's smoking crack. Yeah, Shirley, you was last week.
Right.
What are you talking about?
Right.
Stop being judgmental.
Right. I just don't, I mean, you are in church now. You have 6 children and 7 baby mamas. And you looking at this young brother like, come on, brother, you got to get it together. You can't be out here doing such and such and such. What?
Instead of you saying, Don't go down the road that I went down. Because let me tell you about my story. See, this is the thing. You can help somebody by your story. You know, I can tell you what I've been through and share my experience, and hopefully you don't have to go through that. You know, that's rap songs. I went through that, so you won't have to go through that. Now that's probably in the word somewhere. It might not say that, but it's in there somewhere. I did this, so you won't have to do this. Share your experiences with people. Stop keeping it to yourself and turning your nose down on people just because you got saved. Like, come on.
Right. And I understand if you're, what Eddie Murphy say, that's probably why she don't talk. Oh, so many skeletons. Like, you know, people don't want to vote, you know. So, and I understand that if you don't want to share your testimony with everybody, I understand that. But I'm talking about church folk who really, I mean, they walk around with their, and I don't want anybody to feel imprisoned by their past, but they really walk around with their nose up in the air, like they came out the womb and they were like, oh, you know, and not like just, everything has always been gravy. And there is a way, even if you don't want to share your testimony, there is a way to speak to people, to have some empathy. Empathy is one of the gifts of spirit. You know, it's a fruit of the spirit. Like, to have some empathy for people that are, you know, going through a situation, but acting like you ain't never did not that. I mean, it irks the hell out of me. Like, it really, really does. Like, it irks me to death that, you know, people just sit there and in the way that they talk to people, like nothing, you know.
Listen,
and let me say I have called several people on that. Like, I will call
you have to. That's something that you have to call on. And let me say this in closing. Keeping what you did a secret cause you to do it again, you know. So while you looking your nose down on somebody, you know, when you like, I can't believe she's smoking crack, in a minute you'll be smoking it again. You know why? Because you're keeping it a secret. So no, you ain't got to share your testimony with everybody. But if you don't address what's going on, everything that's done in the dark is going to come to the light. Always remember that. So while you looking your nose down on somebody, when you going up, remember that those are going to be the same people that you're going to look in your eyes when you're coming on down. Because everybody comes on down, including you church folk. And that's all I got to say about that.
And I mean, I think that's all that needs to be said. And I just want to be very, very clear. We are, and I thank God that I have been delivered from church folk, because I want to, you know, the Bible says, Jesus says, my house shall be called a house of prayer. You know, we come to worship. So I don't want to deter people from going to church. You go to church, you seek Jesus. You go to worship. You go to uplift, and you go to encourage. Don't get caught up in those church folk, because every church has it. The church is made up of people, regular people. So every church has that church folk kind of thing. And I'm not saying everybody is like that, but they're church folk. It's a set
it's a Shirley
of
everywhere.
People. It's a Shirley, Shermans and Shirleys. That's what we're going to call it. Shermans and Shirleys. You don't want to get caught up in that set of Shermans and Shirleys that go around just putting a damper on the whole church experience. You know what I mean? So yes, I love the Lord, but church folk hurt me.
Yeah. Listen, me too. That's all I got to say. Me too. You know, and so we're gonna close it out like that. We love the Lord, but we can't stand church folk. So, you know, as the B said, don't let that deter you. You know, keep the Shermans and the Shirleys at a distance. And we're going to just go ahead and close it out like that. Listen, as always, we hope you enjoyed the show. Remember that you can follow us on all social media platforms. We are on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at We Did That Shit. It's one word, all social media platforms. That's Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. We Did That Shit. Don't forget to subscribe to the show, rate the show, leave us a comment on the show. But most of all, listen to the show. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell some other kin to come on over and listen to We Did That Shit podcast. Listen to what we got to say this week about these church folk. And, you know, If you have anything that you want us to talk about, if you are loving the show, if you have some things you want to tell us about the show that you're not liking so much, hey, leave us an email and let us know. We could be reached at wedidthatshit@gmail.com. Again, it's one word, wedidthatshit@gmail.com. Always remember that you can follow me on Twitter at MyMy13. That's MYMY13.
And I'm at the Biamina. That's BIBBIAMINA.
Yeah, so again, we'll be here same time next week, and we'll see you then.
Remember, be great this week. Do that shit.
We Did That Shit podcast is produced and edited by Selena Singleton and brought to you by Wonderful Me Media. Wonderful Me Media. What's wonderful about you?